Smart automation, better business. Learn how to optimize your business with Solved.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the channel. My name is Danny, and I'm an AI and Salesforce consultant here at Solved. Today, we're talking about a really cool topic, how to leverage AI deep research for your business. Towards the end of the video, I will also give some use cases that you may not have thought of initially. So let's go ahead and get started. So the big question is, how can your business leverage AI deep research? We're talking Gemini, ChatGPT, Perplexity, all of those to significantly boost your productivity, enhance decision-making, and effectively solve pressing business problems. The first thing I'd like to talk about is why you should use deep research in your business. We're talking boosting productivity, enhancing decision-making, solving business problems, and having a strategic advantage over competitors. Number one, we're boosting productivity. We can accelerate research, we can analyze data sets, automate tedious tasks. Those things that take a long time and yet you need to scour the internet for them are great tasks for deep research. You'll also be able to enhance your decision-making. You can gain competitive intelligence, identify market trends faster, and understand customer needs rapidly. You will also be able to solve business problems using competitive analysis, due diligence for investments or partnerships, or product comparisons. And lastly, the strategic advantage of using this is transforming weeks of manual research into minutes and enabling agile and informed business strategies. So let's talk about the best practices for using deep research. First is to define the research focus. That might be a specific location, a set time frame, or relevant categories or types to include or exclude. Some examples of this might be you'd like it to be in the US market or for the last few years, or it could also be, let's avoid this brand. You will get much farther with your deep research if you basically knowledge drop all of what you already know about what you're looking for. This is much better because then it won't go and find redundant information about things that you already know. The next thing is to break down complexity. Do this by deconstructing large questions into smaller, more manageable prompts. Sometimes it can understand what you're asking, and yet it doesn't have a context window large enough to go do the task. So if you're noticing that it's spitting out gobbledygook at the bottom of your output, that's a good sign that you should go back, split your prompt into two sections, and then run them separately or in order at different times. You also want to consider what output format you want to put it in. TSVs are really helpful because you can copy and paste them into Google Sheets or Excel, and they tend to have the information that you want in a very readable format. But other formats like reports are fine too. If you tell it to use a McKinsey style report, that also will help its formatting so that you can read it in a much more manageable way. Another consideration is to check yourself for bias. Sometimes the way that we craft our questions already impose a limitation on the research, and so it will only find out what you already think that you know about the topic. So review your questions and make sure that they're not assuming the answer before asking the question through deep research. Basically, just make sure that they're neutral and asking the question in a genuine way that will find the answer. Once you've gotten to that point, you've got a good prompt, send it to deep research and see what comes back. Now, you might have exactly the answer to your question. This is not very common, but it does happen. But if you're doing deep research, you're probably hoping to understand a topic on a very intimate level. When the response comes back, you'll learn two types of things. You'll learn about the topic you were searching for, but then also about the form in which it came. This will allow you to refine your prompt so that you can ask for specifically what you want. Sometimes you might also learn information that will help you with your next prompt in order to continue the research. Over time, you can iterate continuously over your prompt to get deeper and deeper into the topic and then make a decision based on the aggregate of all of it instead of just one response from one prompt. It might also be helpful to have criteria for at what point you will stop the research. For example, I've learned X, Y, or Z and no longer need to learn anything else to make a decision. We should always critically evaluate the output for fact-checking. We should verify the sources and make sure that a human is overseeing the whole process. Otherwise, our judgment may be based on hallucinations rather than actual facts. Now let's get into some business relevant applications. Competitive analysis is one of them. You can understand rival strategies, pricing, marketing, and customer feedback. You can also automate data gathering for faster and smarter moves. Another one is due diligence. You can uncover risks in investments or partnerships, or expedite decision-making and risk assessment processes. There's also topic understanding. You need to grasp a complex subject or understand trends from vast data. You can also accelerate learning and expertise development. Deep research is very good at this category because this type of information tends not to change over time. Another use case is product comparison. You can systematically analyze and compare products, including features, performance, price, or even reviews. This would also be helpful for quickly identifying market gaps and informing product decisions. By using deep research for market intelligence, you can continuously monitor marketing trends and opportunities. Using financial analysis, you can process and interpret financial data. You can automate calculations and free analysts up for higher level insight gathering. Lastly is policy and regulatory research. You can comprehend legal frameworks and compliance needs and get yourself up to speed with adherence to those. Thank you so much for watching. If there are any use cases that you feel I might have missed, feel free to drop them in the comments below. If you'd like to understand more about how your business can successfully use AI, feel free to click the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Thank you so much for watching. We can't wait to help you automate your business. Please like, comment, or subscribe for more.